Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from a sort of interesting life.com. You're joining me out here in goodness knows where on the outskirts of Oswestry, and I suppose to give this video some background, I'll say that since the 1930s it's been traditional for the ruling monarch in the UK to give a short Christmas address. Then in far more recent times, Channel 4 created their own new tradition of random celebrities of the moment giving their own alternative Christmas message. So, in a bit of completely unoriginal, uninspired thinking, I thought, you know what, let's try this ourselves. So, welcome to the Narrowboat Lads Christmas message. Well, I'm stood in this field here, the first field as you leave Oswestry, which is only about 10 or 15 minutes back in that direction. It's as if we're in the middle of nowhere already and we can remain here as far as we want to walk in that direction pretty much. But you can probably hear that even this road that's just a field or two away to our side here is quite busy at the moment, even though it only leads from town to a random selection of small Welsh villages in that direction. And that's basically because this is Christmas week and there's all the general chaos and just mayhem of the pre-Christmas build-up happening only about 10 to 15 minutes in that direction. Even enough that there's enough traffic coming from the villages that it's actually making it sound like a busy road. And as soon as I say that, it goes relatively quiet. But this really is where I want to start from and jump off to goodness knows where we end up. I suppose really the real heart of this video isn't even as grand a thing as gratitude as it is just recognising for one moment how unbelievably lucky we have been in our lives, especially those of us with things like the internet and all of this technology that's put practically all of human knowledge ever into the palm of our hands, and we can put it in our pockets and walk off and barely give it a second thought. And in fact, when we don't have internet connection, very often we'll think that it's a great hassle and how unbelievably put out we've been by it. And I just thought that at this time of year, while we're all rushing around at Christmas in particular, it's worth taking a moment to just appreciate how blessed we've been in our lives. Not only in terms of all of human history up to this point, but also when you look around the world today, basically. How many people are there out there who would be amazingly grateful to have something like the internet, but that's way too complicated and grand a thing to start being grateful for on our part, when we can't even be grateful for the things that a lot of these other people in the world would be unbelievably grateful for, such as being able to flip a switch and have light, being able to turn a tap and have clean water, and, well, something as simple as waking up in the morning in a safe, dry, warm place. And whether you're opening the curtains up onto a beautiful canal scene, whether you're opening the curtains up into some inner city skyline, it doesn't matter. There are so many people in the world who would give everything just to experience that for one moment of their lives. And yet we so often, particularly at this time of year as well, ironically, can go about our lives and never really give it a second thought. And that's really what I just wanted to bring a little bit of attention to on this amazing day where you could well be surrounded by friends and family and having the time of your life. And I don't mean to bring things down, and this is why it's taken me 3 attempts to do this video, as it got extremely sad and serious. But even if you're somebody out there who's able to spend Christmas Day with friends and family, you're amazingly lucky in that sense. And there are a lot of people who would give an awful lot to have that experience themselves, no matter what technology or lifestyle and luxury they're surrounded by or where they are in the world. I'm pretty certain that we're all probably guilty of taking things for granted, and when we have a slight issue or a little problem, sometimes it gets on top of us and we start thinking, oh flipping heck, why is everything so hard, and oh good grief, why is everything so difficult to do all the time? And I suppose the perfect example for me is if I get a puncture sometimes and I'm out on my bike and miles from anywhere, and I know that it's going to take me ages to push my bike back, and I'll be there pushing it and it'll be like, oh flipping heck, this has added another 50 minutes onto my journey, and then I've got to get back and change the tyre and get all mud over you and that weird black oil all over your hands, and just stupid stuff like that that can make us lose sight of how unbelievably gifted and blessed we have been in this life. And particularly when you look around what's been going on in the world over 2015, from the unprecedented, or maybe not unprecedented, but the unbelievable and incredibly sad amount of natural disasters that have been going on. I mean, even as I'm recording this video, there's flooding over places like India, other parts of Asia. Even in the UK, there's been people killed in flooding, and it's just a tiny fraction of the sadness that's going on in the world that should really make us appreciate just how lucky we are. And we can go around giving money to charity if we see people collecting in the streets, or put a few coins in the charity boxes at tills when we're out shopping. And that's our small gesture towards helping the people in the world who have literally got nothing in some cases, whereas we're here with our amazing technology and unbelievable healthcare that all of human history has never seen the likes before. And just luxury. Even those of us who are pretty poor in the scheme of how we view our wealth in the West are living in unbelievable, well, decadence to some extent, I suppose. And this is the sort of thing that we're worried about. Like I say, if we don't get internet signal, or if we have power cuts, how the world seems to crumble around us in some cases. And that's really a perfect demonstration of everything that we should really be looking at and being grateful for, that we have our health, we've got friends and family around us on days like Christmas to a certain extent. As I say, there's people who will be tuning into this video who would give anything to have friends and family around them, I'm quite sure. And again, I suppose really just taking a moment to appreciate what we've got, especially at Christmas and heading into the new year, and thinking of all of the sadness in the world that is going on even as we speak, as you're watching this video, as I'm recording it, and how there's no end in sight to a lot of it for some people. Anyway, I don't wish to leave. Right, before this video gets too sad, I'm going to cut it short now and just say, for my own part and my own gratitude to all of you out there, it's been an unbelievable year over 2015. As I say, it's just incredible to see how once upon a time I used to post videos that nobody cared about or ever watched, and over 2015 already there's been over 1.6 million views, 5 million minutes watched, just crazy statistics that I'm certainly not worthy of. And as I always say as well, thank you so much from everybody who just tunes into videos every now and then for a few minutes. As I always say as well, that just giving me your time is probably the most valuable thing that you can do, spend any time on me. Then there's the people who are always commenting, people who share these videos and spread the word, all that sort of stuff, which is, again, more than I could ever ask, right up to people who want to send me different bits and pieces and genuinely helpful things that would help out my life. And as I say as well, I mean, there's ridiculous stuff, like I posted the PayPal button over on the website, which I try to never ever mention apart from cases like now when I'm saying thank you to the people who've used it. I never expect anything in return to these videos, and that's why I never ever mention it, because it's, again, it's just crazy. I mean, that was something that people asked me to post there, and again, it's just unbelievable. I don't deserve any of it, but I'm truly grateful that I've been able to have this experience over the last few years where I've been able to speak to so many people out there, have so much amazing input into my own life from all of you, and really, it's like I say, it's just, well, it's beyond anything I could have ever expected, asked for, or hoped. So thank you so much. Hope you enjoy what I've got lined up for the next year. And really, I'm not going to do any of the usual plugs. If you want to find links to books and Facebook, that sort of stuff, links are in the description, but that's all I'm saying. I don't want to spoil this video with too much selling out. So until the next time, have a fantastic Christmas, December the 25th, if Christmas isn't your thing. And until the next time, keep it boat worthy. Have a fantastic 2016. And of course, farewell.